She is definitely afraid of parrots. Isn't that silly? Charlie's back on the podcast, and that's our first topic is parrots. Let's get into it. Charlie, explain your fear of parrots. It's actually called, what's the word? Ornithophobia is the fear of birds. There's not a fear of parrots, because she is kind of a weirdo. I'm just kidding. What is scary about them?
Okay, so what it started, I was just scrolling on I was on my mom's phone a long time ago, and there was a video of this parrot, and it was just like in the car on this person's hand, and it was like taking the order for her, and I started crying because its eyes are so scary, and it's their legs, oh my gosh.
Yes, I guess I see how you might be afraid of that. I think parrots are pretty neat. They're cool. Now imagine, ornithophobia, imagine like a pirate with ornithophobia. Like he's got this parrot that he has to carry on his shoulder, or else he's not a real pirate, because that's how it works. Like, what does he do?
He cries. He wears the eye patch on the side that parrots on, so that he doesn't have to look at it as much.
Yeah, exactly. So, but that means he just purposely gets that eye. That's the one, or he only puts the bird on the side that he has a bad eye, or he just isn't able to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So he has a bad right eye, but he keeps his bird on his left shoulder, so then he just can't see because he's got an eye patch over this. I have an eye patch at home. But
You should have brought it.
if I was a pirate and I had to carry around a bird and I was afraid of birds, I would probably
Have no friends.
yeah, and need a lot of like therapy. Pirate therapy.
Yeah, what would you name your parrot?
Beans.
Okay. That used to be my nickname.
I know you're telling the truth too, and you say that
Yeah.
your nickname was Beans. I know
Yeah,
that.
like a bunch
And
of
I didn't know that, but now I can just know because I know her.
a bunch of people just called me Beans.
You have so many strange things that have happened to you. You should talk about that time that kid came up and bit your ankles.
Okay, so I was in elementary school. It was 6th grade, so yeah. And I was sitting at this lunch table, and there's this kid named Omar, and he had a big crush on me.
And so he
So the only way of showing it was going under the lunch table and biting my ankles.
That's how I did it. I bit her ankles, guys. It works. Omar was just terribly ugly. That's why.
You're not wrong. I should show you a picture sometime. I'm a picture of him going like this.
I'm just kidding, Omar. You're probably not ugly. You're just not her type, I guess, right? That's all.
I'm not a fan of ankle biting. It's okay if you want to tickle my ankles. That's not okay. Never mind. But it was really weird because I would sit at this lunch table with this other guy and this other guy.
Why do you sit with so many guys? She's friends with way too many guys.
They were really, really, really funny. But they would just talk about Obama and stuff, and I don't know. It was just really funny to me. And so I sat with them at lunch so I could get a good laugh during the day.
Yeah.
And then he bit my ankle, and then I stopped sitting there. Yeah, I should have filed a complaint.
To HR? Was there HR at your school? You went to you went to such a different school than I've ever gone to. You probably did have HR. Why? How?
What?
She. Oh. I guess it's not that difficult.
This looks really cool.
What? No, it doesn't. That looks so grody. Why can she do that?
You can do it.
That's horrible. I guess I can. He bit both of them. Why? Why? And how did that happen? Did he just like, he came under the table and was just like,
So he was going under the table and he's like, I dropped my wrapper and he went under and then I was like, and I looked and he was just like,
weird.
and then they joked about it for like the whole year and it was.
I would. Anything else about parrots? Parrots, they're very, I don't see how you could be afraid of them. They're so colorful and they'll like copy you. They're so nice.
Okay,
and cool.
I need to show you.
And if they can take an order, if they can give an order, like to like a drive-through worker, like how is that scary? She's like gonna die. That looks cool.
No.
I would want that to sit on my arm. Is it because it's wrinkly? Look at my elbow. My elbow looks the same.
No, it doesn't.
My elbow looks like his face.
I have to draw an eye on your elbow.
Why?
Because that would be funny. You know people with like really droopy elbows?
Yeah.
I didn't draw an eye on one of those.
Usually old people.
Never mind.
Because they have that skin flap here.
No.
Grandmas have that skin flap.
An Olympic sport.
They should have an Olympic sport for parrots. Or for like, you put a parrot at the start of a line, and then you put a bunch of people who are afraid of parrots who have to sprint away. I'm gonna give you a parrot for your birthday. I'm just kidding. No, that's
I'm gonna give you Aaron for your birthday.
Do it. I'll beat him up. I'll beat up Aaron for stealing my girlfriend in second grade. If you haven't seen the other video with her, episode 33, go watch it.
How do you remember that?
I don't know. I was just about to say that. How do I just remember that? Yeah, let's talk about the bus incident.
Yeah.
I'll let you start. So,
I don't want to start.
we were on a bus, right? We were just hanging out. So we were driving a bus from Britain, from Big Ben actually. It was a double-decker bus. To what's it called? Tokyo, Japan. Okay, so we drove the bus there.
It was a
Obviously,
tour.
yes, obviously it. However, you know, it was only like we only paid for the 2-day passes, so we never got to leave the bus, and we also got the very back seats of the bus that we had to sit on the wheel. You know that part. Yeah, we had to sit on the wheel, so it was really bumpy and warm. Bumpity. It was really bumpity and warm, right? And it was very uncomfortable.
It was.
And
Then we ran out of gas.
yeah, we ran out of gas. But since it was only the 2-day tour, and also our window was closed, so we didn't get any scenic views. But when we got to Tokyo, they just threw us out of the bus and were like, here you go. We had no way to get back. But anyway, we ran out of gas.
And then we had to go to this burger restaurant and take their grease to use it. And that's probably actually possible, right?
To take their burger grease?
Yeah, like grease.
Yeah,
and then put
yeah.
it in.
And then that doesn't go in a car. That will not work. That will.
It worked, though.
So how that would work is we took the grease and we sold that grease to buy an oil pump for only about $200,000, roughly. Then we went to the southern parts of Russia. We walked up there, put our oil pump down, and started pumping oil. But since that's not been refined yet, I know way too much about oil. Since it hasn't been refined yet, we had to refine it and everything and do all the fancy stuff. Then we put it in our bus and we continued our journey to Tokyo, right? Oh, and then on the way, we did run over a giraffe. That did happen, and we do feel terrible. And the bus driver may have been texting while driving, and he hit a giraffe, and then the giraffe started flipping over his car, over the bus. And then the giraffe broke our window with his head.
That made me giggle.
And then we took the giraffe, and there was just this dead giraffe, and we turned it into giraffe jerky because we were getting hungry, snackish, quite snackish. What did you think of the giraffe jerky?
It was a little too,
You don't know anything about
salty.
Salty.
No, it's a little too sweet. Sorry.
I honestly loved it. I think she's a vegetarian. She wouldn't even know how to describe giraffe jerky.
Yeah.
Silly goose. No,
I
it's
tried
okay. You've tried. Oh yeah, you gave it a shot because you were starving and things. Like literally, yeah. Very hungry. It's okay though. Everything's good.
So the giraffe broke our buzz but saved our lives.
Oh, and the spots on the giraffe, you use that to make pancakes. Okay? So we had pancakes too.
That was actually
really good. I loved how chewy the jerky was. And it was like spicy. Who knew giraffe was spicy? Also, we're banned from Africa now. All of Africa has banned us for animal abuse, or whatever that would be, for running over a giraffe and then eating it.
Well, to be fair, there wasn't a giraffe crossing sign.
It's true. But another reason we're banned is because the giraffe was pregnant. It's a rough story.
I got new shoes.
When? Did you use the giraffe hooves?
Yeah, I used that as the bottom, and then we kind of just like put it together with like leather on the seats of the bus. I still have those shoes, and I got them signed by a couple of animals. That was fun.
And we used the entire giraffe. We used its spine to replace the axle on the back axle under our wheel that we were sitting on for the bus, because it was breaking, right? We used the skull. We just put it on the front of the bus because the bus driver thought it was cool. He also got it signed by another giraffe. The giraffe was crying. The giraffe was supposed to be.
Do you know whatever happened to the babies?
Sadly, the babies didn't make it, and the giraffe that signed it was actually going to be a father soon. So he was very sad to be signing his wife's skull. But it was a-okay, you know.
Yeah. He didn't know.
And we begged Africa to unban us, but they wouldn't do it. And so then we were like, you know what, screw you. We stole 14 elephant tusks, and we used it to build a house and start ivory homes. I also replaced all my teeth with ivory. It very much hurts. I thought elephant tusk teeth would be good, and it's not.
I mean, it kind of tastes good though.
And so we taught an elephant how to paint to make up for it. And we were even more pissed off, so then we took a lion's mane and made it into this hoodie.
Yes. It was. Yeah, it's kind of warm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a whole new outfit on this.
From this journey. Yeah. And in fact, these shoes were made with what were those made of? Zebra skin. So, and then once we got to Tokyo, we jumped in the volcano, had a nice swim. It was a lot of fun. What else happened at there when we were in Tokyo? Oh, and everybody there, since barely anybody in Tokyo has seen blonde hair, every single one of them had to get a picture with her.
Every restaurant we went into, they were making sushi. They would like have one hand like making sushi, and then they'd have the other hand like twirling in my hair, and then they'd like take glances.
Usually they just take pictures, but
yeah, and then afterwards they took a selfie.
Well, let's talk about the daycare thing that you brought up.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So
I haven't heard this yet.
So at my old house, I lived down the street to the daycare, but it was like this green daycare, and so it was like, yeah. So there's, it was like just like a box, and then there was this one side that had like a playground, but it was just like animals that you can just like swing back and forth. You know those things?
I love those. If I have the video clip, cut to the clip. I have a video of me on one of those going, oh, just going nuts.
And so we drive by it often because it's next to our house, and it's been the same, and I lived there for like 10 years or more. I think more than that, and it was just never changed. And it was like we would like look at the website, and it's still in business. And it just like and the other like the creepy thing was that all the windows were covered with like pictures of clowns.
What?
Then we looked it up one time, and everyone thinks it's creepy, and there's a bunch of like creepy stories on YouTube about it. And one of the stories that's like real, they gave proof, was there's this mailman that would go deliver mail there every day, and he would knock on the door to deliver it because they didn't have it in the mailbox or something. Yeah, and when every single time, because the mailman would go at like different times of the day, and every single time when they opened the door, it was nap time, no matter what. And like, like if he went at like 7 at night, it's nap time. If he goes at like 3 o'clock or something, or 3 p.m., it's nap time. Like every single time was nap time.
Did he ever go like super late at night?
Yeah. Well, not super late, but like 7, 8, yeah. And it was always nap time, and there's a bunch of different like stories with it, and it was just really creepy because we've never seen a kid like play on the playground. We've never seen a kid in there at all, but there's still like it's in business, and there's kids going there. So.
Do you ever see cars there?
No.
That's weird. But people always answer the door,
Yeah.
and it's always nap time.
Yeah.
Did the mailman ever report seeing any kids?
No.
Whoa there.
Wait, yes, he did.
He did?
Because of the
Were
nap
they
time.
napping?
Yeah.
He looked in there and they were napping?
Yeah. And there's this kid at my school,
why.
and he was a weird kid. And he was like, I used to go there when I was little. And no wonder he's weird. His name was Aaron. Like, I'm not joking. His name was Aaron. Huh?
What grade was he in when you met him?
I don't know, like 4th, 3rd grade, I can't remember.
Dude, that might be the same Aaron.
Really?
I'm not joking.
Wait, was he blonde?
No.
Oh, okay.
Wait. Possibly.
So there was this kid named Caden, and he didn't come to my school until like 5th grade, and he had this massive crush on me, and I liked him a little bit too, but it wasn't really a thing. It wasn't like, yeah. But the funny thing is, he was like right here to
Wait, back up.
but he was like right here to me.
You like short guys, huh?
Yes, I do. And then he was like, yeah, at my old schools I kissed a lot of girls. And he just like said a bunch of weird stuff. Like he had a lot of girlfriends apparently. And yeah, we never really like hung out that often. We just kind of passed notes. Yeah, it was weird. We never really talked. I knew his mom though. I talked to his mom a lot. He also got this like really ugly perm that made him look bald somehow. And he had earrings, so, and he was like, he sagged his skinny jeans. So. Anyway, then
Why did you like this guy?
Because he was short. Just kidding. And then my friend Lila, one day we're talking, and she's like, yeah, I dated this guy named Caden, and then he left, and he was there for 5th grade, and I was like, hold on a second. Oh, that scared me. And then we both had a crush on the same guy, and she dated him. And so, yeah.
Now let's talk about fake science.
Yeah.
I'll let you start.
I don't.
Talk about how the light bulb was invented. Like the light bulb that's our only source of light right now.
That light bulb. So you get a rat, and then you chop off the very tip of its tail. Any other part of the tail is poisonous and will give you bad luck. At least that's what they used to believe, is the tip of the tail was the only good part. And you tip it up, you cut it off.
What am I sitting on?
And then you crush it up, and then it was a little juicy. And so if you put that in fire, then you can mold it. And that is how you make the rib.
Okay. And then the actual part that lights up, that's made out of metal. Because it's like, I genuinely don't know how that works, which is surprising because I'm such a little nerd. So basically, you have to take a hoodie like this one. Take the strings out. That's why there's no strings in this one. Take the strings out. You have to eat them. And then you spit them back out because that's grody. Then you wait for them to dry so they're the exact same, except they smell like saliva, but that's all. And then you basically put those in lava, use that lava to make metal that will turn on the light bulb.
Yeah.
And then the glass part, we already explained how glass is made. Let me explain how rubber was made.
Okay.
Right? So, you start off by sprinting at exactly 16.4289 miles an hour. And then you'll do that into a brick wall 6 times. There will be juice in the bricks that comes out that you can mold into rubber, right? But not quite yet. You have to take the juice, then you have to freeze it in Antarctica for 6 years. Then you bring it back here, and then it's not quite rubber. Sorry, I almost got a little bit carried away. And then you have to throw the ice block against the same brick wall that generated the juice. Sometimes it'll give you more juice, and then it will slowly form into rubber over a course of time. So now, Charlie, explain to me how the sun works.
The sun. He had like a son or the sun?
The sun. The one that is no longer in the sky right now.
Yes. Okay, that was created a couple years ago.
You don't know? Oh, I know it sometimes is easy to forget.
You say you're a blonde.
I was not gonna say that.
Blondes have less knowledge about the sun.
Yeah. So basically, up in the sky, there's the sun, right? And it burns very hot. It's fire. It's a big ball of fire, and it'll make you warm. And that's how it works. What's something you just learned in science class recently?
Yeah, we learned about how sheds work.
Sheds?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Right there.
Why don't you explain it?
So there's different ways you can use a shed, like putting your tools in it. But it's also a way that you can make a certain machine that helps you create whipped cream. But the whipped cream is not whipped cream. It's actually like stuff to help you make wires.
How do you use that to make wires?
So you have to get a lot of pepper.
Oh,
Yeah.
pepper and whipped cream. I've never tried
Yeah. But
that.
the whipped cream isn't sweet. It's kind of tart.
Also, I have never mind, go ahead.
Now you can say it.
I have a quick announcement to make. 200 subs, we will be eating awesome sauce. She was the person who recommended epic sauce. And now, she also told me the ingredients for awesome sauce, but we went with epic sauce. Then somebody else was like, hey, here's an ingredient for epic sauce. So we're gonna be, or awesome sauce. So we're gonna be trying 2 different awesome sauces at 200 subs. So
Yay!
subscribe.
Is Nicholas gonna try it?
He might have said something otherwise. Yes, we should have Cy and Kale try it. And we're not gonna leak the ingredients, but I will say one of them is lime. One of the ingredients is lime. And one of the ingredients for the other one is salt. And that's all I'm gonna say. Anyway, continue your thing about sheds and how whipped cream and stuff and pepper.
Okay, so the thing that's special about the shed is that you can't make the machine anywhere else because sheds are usually up here in people's backyards, which is a special place that you can, because people put houses in a special place, and behind the houses is a special place for a shed. And the machine makes the whipped cream that's tart, and it looks like whipped cream, and it feels like it too. But don't taste it. It's very poisonous.
I tried it.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so stupid.
Yeah, and then you can mold. If you put a lot of pepper in the whipped cream, then it starts to make a weird slimy substance. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can mold it, and if you let it dry for 5 hours in the freezer, then it will become easy to stretch out and make a wire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever tried to jam your earlobe into your ear hole?
Yes.